your viable solution for the problem?
What happened to
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing. The Transact Hope program is a wonderful thing we have in this community, run by one of the local churches, and they have six. Transact Hope, and it's run by Woodlands, and they have 6 or 7 trailers that they have purchased. It's a wonderful thing they do, and people who qualify and do a program where they're learning about budgeting, they're learning about a list of things. I mean, I can go on and on. If they qualify, they can get one of these units. The problem is you only have 6 or 7, and they get one of these units at no cost. We could have 50 of those easily and not have enough.
Where are these trailers at?
They're throughout the community.
Oh, so they're just in different areas?
Yeah, and the Transact Hope through Woodlands, they purchase these.
Yeah, and I believe, if I remember right, the way
Okay, I'm going to butt in here because I'm on the board of Transact Hope.
Oh, huh.
So,
There you go.
Great.
so if you have
It's a wonderful.
It is. We have 6
You're
units
calling
at the moment. I am, yes.
Colleen, your
Yes.
yard line, kind
Hey,
of talk
hi.
on the phone.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So we have 6 units right now. 5 of them are in the Thompson Mobile Home Park right behind Walgreens. We have 1 in Clover,
Clover, yeah, I got that
Estates.
family there, yeah.
And then is it correct that they don't get charged rent right off the bat? Then they slowly start getting rent and it slowly gets up and
We charge them some, and we call it program fees because we're not technically landlords. But we work with them, we sit down, we do basically what's called an intake interview. So we sit down with them, where are you, what are your life circumstances that put you here? What are you doing to overcome those life circumstances? Because if you're not showing initiative to get yourself out of this, you're not going to qualify for our program. We have to see forward movement.
Right.
And so the program is to put you into safe, affordable housing, to surround you with a community of caring people who help support you and help you onto a healthier path in life. And hopefully, because we're faith-based, to introduce you to the transformative power of Christ. Now we do that, we hook our participants into the Jobs for Life program, which teaches them about how to get a job, what do employers expect, how to do resumes, how to do interviews, all of that type of stuff. We have a financial management program called Faith and Finances that we present and that they can go through. And then we put a care team around them. We have volunteers that we put around them to help them. And we have our whole care executive, our executive director now, who kind of manages all those pieces.
So for example, one of the, and I work with other
Hang on a
families.
second.
Okay.
Is there a period or time frame as far as what intake, outtake type thing?
Our
Rotation?
goal really is to have them move through the program in a couple of years, but it all depends on their circumstances. If you have a single parent with drug charges, that's going to take them longer.
Well, that 7 units isn't hardly enough.
No, not at all. We have a waiting list that is horrendous.
But you just don't get housing. You got to work the program.
We do try. We try. Some of the units have been donated. Some of them we have purchased, and then we rehab them. Of course, one of the issues with that is that we need construction help and volunteers to rehab this stuff. To make they're livable, but they're not great. They all have issues when we get them. All of the units, and we chose to stay with mobile home units because we can once we own them, we have the flexibility to work with the participant in their budget so that they can afford it and so that they can work themselves up to afford more traditional housing.
Would you go outside of students?
We're actually looking at
Evergreen Villa out there, which is a fantastic trailer park.
we're looking kind of at maybe expanding into the Rapids area, but we haven't. We're trying to stay centrally located within a community because one of the things that we've found is that our participants kind of bond together and help each other. They have a lot of commonalities so that they can also
This is kind of along the lines of the tiny houses
kind of, yes.
community idea, except you're just doing it with trailers, and I think that's, yeah.
Transact Hope, of course, is a very faith-based program, which, cuts our funding stream.
Right, they don't get turned away if they're not faith-based.
Oh, no. But being a faith-based program means there are a lot of grants and things that we don't qualify for.
Right.
And I'm sorry to butt into your.
No, I'm glad you did.
It's all very,
It was
very
meant to be. But I can tell you, like, for example, I worked with a family with Transact in the
Yes,
state, and
I know.
well, two families, and that family they were removed from that trailer because they weren't following the program. I work with a family right now who we meet once a month. I'm part of that support team that comes in once a month that we spend an hour and a half every month.
I guess the reason I'm digging is the reason I'm asking, because I designed some sustainable stuff a while ago, and I've been thinking about doing some kind of tiny house park around here, affordable tiny thing. And the thing that bothers me is I don't want like families come in and they take off, and here I walk inside like, holy balls, look at the shape of this. I don't need that, and that'll kind of deter me. It'll deter me from building something, and like they got families coming in and trash it. I guess that's one of my fears.
One of our things is because of this care community that we put around them, we do, see their houses, and we teach them to take care of their houses. And if they're not going to, if they're, told they're not going to keep it clean, or our participants are required to keep the lawn mowed and keep things neat. We give them a roof rake so they can scrape the snow off the roof in the winter and stuff. And if they don't follow the program requirements, they will be asked to leave, and they know that. And we're pretty.
What's your success rate?